Okay, bad lighting. Apologize for that. Same as my last review. A little bit of a informal review. Definitely don't have as good notes as I normally do. That is because I'm working through a backlog of knives that I just straight up wouldn't recommend. Not to spoil this video, but if you came here to gratify your purchase, this is a very cheap knife. It's not going to hurt you, but if you haven't bought it yet, I will tell you, I do not recommend it. I'll tell you that at the beginning of the review instead of the end, which is what I usually do, because I don't care about YouTube analytics. So this is the Cold Steel Kudu. It is the kind of Cold Steel's take on a Okapi knife, which I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think I am. Which is the African peasant knife. The American peasant knife would be like the case sodbuster. The French peasant knife would be the Opinel. I can't remember where the Duke is from. The Philippines, maybe? I can't believe I forgot that, but that's another peasant knife. So this is Africa's peasant knife, and they have a very, very strange lock. It uses a ring lock, which is mounted on the back here, and you use a ring, and you pull up on it, and it'll unlock it, and then you can close it. Now, Cold Steel, they've added like this ratcheting system to it, so that if you do it, you don't just like slam it home on your fingers if you're holding it in the wrong orientation. But this is Cold Steel's version of it. I'll show you the blade markings. It is marked Kudu and Cold Steel. Oh. This knife is 5CR15 MOV. Yep, 5CR15 MOV. It's made in China. And I will tell you, 5CR15 MOV is like a toy steel. That is not a... It is not a proper blade steel, in my opinion. It has extremely low edge retention. And even though it's easy to sharpen because of that, the burr passes back and forth very easily. So unless you have a strop or like a good ceramic rod, it is very hard to sharpen it quickly without having the burr pass back and forth. So you never quite get like the perfect level of sharpness. I can get them really sharp, but your average person probably will not like to deal with the burr as much as you have to on these. Yeah, I can already tell the burr is just a hair pushed over to this side from this side. And if you steal it, that happens fairly easily. Same with any level of diamond rod. Let me read my notes real quick. Okay, so I bought it in November of 2022, 3 years ago. I've used it a fair amount. I'm giving it a fair shake. I paid $10 for it, so that is like, but it's a double-edged sword. It's very cheap, and so you really can't complain, but also it's like $10 ain't nothing, So that's why I say I don't recommend it. It's like a replica of a knife with a 5CR15 MOV blade. That is a junk steel. It's very, very high stainless. You can see it's dirty because I had to put the ring back on it for this review because I just left it locked open, and I just left it in my dish drainer in the kitchen, and I would just use it for like light kitchen stuff because it's being a broad blade, so tall in this orientation, and very thin. It is a very, very slicey blade, especially with this high polish. It has like no resistance to cutting. It's a very, very well slicey blade. So for food prep, it actually is pretty good. And 5CR is a little better than some of the kitchen steels that you might have if you just go to Walmart and buy one of those stupid big blocks of like generic kitchen knives that don't cut worth a shit and are never sharp. Excuse me. There is a lock, but it's to the point of being so impractical that it's almost not a lock. There's no pocket clip, which makes it inadequate for good EDC if you have to open and close your knife very often, which at work I really do. I have to open it and close it almost constantly when I'm in the process of using a knife. So I don't recommend it for EDC. Like I said, spoil it in the beginning, I don't recommend this knife. Not to say that you shouldn't buy one. I mean, it's a good for a collection if you're collecting all the peasant knives, which is what led me to purchase it. But other than collecting and like very menial light use, it's just not a good knife. I'm at the end of my notes. Yeah, that's pretty much my entire opinion on it. The handle's relatively comfortable, although it's got this inlay which sits a little, it sits below the scale or handle material on this side and high on this side, so it's just overall, not a great thing to hold on to. This ridge right here is like pinchy when you have to really bear down on the knife. I've used it for some heavy use stuff, but that's just not what it's for. It's a odd knife to carry in your pocket, obviously without a clip, because it just sort of like immediately goes down and then turns sideways, and then it's just this horrible like lever thing in your pocket. That's why I don't carry knives without a clip. They just don't carry comfortably for me. You can close it one-handed if you do one of these maneuvers, but it's just slow and stupid and impractical and clumsy, and it is honestly just a good way to cut yourself. So that is the Cold Steel Kudu with the ring lock. There's another version that doesn't have the ring lock. It's just a slip joint. Probably wouldn't recommend that one either, but I don't have one to tell you definitively. So that's the Cold Steel Kudu and my review of it. The short of it is I do not recommend it. Thanks for watching.